you all are having a wonderful day today. I'm excited to take you through a bit of a flow, combining fascia stretching and some fitness strengthening as well, with a focus on hip flexors and quads. The hip flexors and quads can be a very difficult area to stretch properly. Oftentimes, there's risk of overstretching and compromising your lower back. I'm going to show you today a really safe and effective way to stretch your hip flexors while laying on your back, focusing on quads by using a wall. So find a good place in your home where you can set up near a wall and still see me. I will be using my mat today and a rolled up towel or blanket. Have those few things handy and then we'll begin in just a moment. All right, as you're gathering all of your stuff, today, beginning on your hands and knees with a nice, easy fascia flow warm-up for our spine, using what many of us recognize as cat camel or cat cow, beginning on your hands and knees. If you need a little extra cushion under your knees, feel free to roll up your mat or take that pillow or blanket for a little bit of cushion under the knees. I'm going to give you a little bit of a rotation here to see on the angle. It might be a little bit better. Starting with your knees directly below your hips and your hands directly below your shoulders. Maintaining a flat back and a slight chin tuck. Take a moment to ground yourself. Be on your mat. Feel your hands connecting with the mat. Feel the knees and that you have even body weight distribution in both of them. And then think about the tops of your feet. Maybe give them a little bit of a tap. Feeling the connection of your nervous system with your body. Rib cage is lifted, chin tuck. Initiate first by bringing your belly button up towards your spine. Let your head drop down and tuck your tailbone down towards the floor, creating as much of a C-shaped curve as you can. Then drop the belly down, waving through the spine, then bring the sternum up with a slight chin tuck. Make sure not to lift the head all the way that you're kind of crunching in the back of your neck. Keep your gaze just a little bit in front of your mat to support a good posture for your neck. Let's add a little resistance with our movement so we can affect our fascia while we're doing this stretch. As you bring your belly back up towards the ceiling, resist your hands this way without moving, as if you want to push them forward, and resist your knees back away from you, opposing each other. Take a moment there to find that resistance without movement. My hands are resisting forward, my knees are resisting back. Then lift that belly up. Let your head drop down at the very end. Keep your resistance. Now reverse your resistance. Resist your hands back and your knees forward. As you drop the belly down, my feet just pop up ever so slightly. And then find that chin tuck, looking at on the diagonal forward. Reverse, resist your hands forward, your knees back, round your spine up. Keep your resistance throughout the whole motion so we're always affecting our fascia. Hands resist back, knees resist forward. Belly drops, head comes up to a chin tuck. Hands resist forward, knees back, lift the belly, feel your abdominals engage. Tightening and activating your whole body connecting. Hands resist back, knees forward, drop the belly down. If you feel discomfort or pain anywhere in your spine while doing this, decrease your range of motion. Or stop resisting or stop the movement. Resist hands forward, knees back. Let your breath flow. Hands resist back, knees forward, belly drops. One more time. Hands forward, knees back. Find your full expression, your full range of motion. Hold it. Feel the power of your arms and your legs working together. Then resist hands back, knees forward. Belly drops down, waving through the vertebrae, coming up with that slight chin tuck on the diagonal. Finding a flat back. Your hands are still hip width apart. Your knees are below your shoulder, your hips, shoulders. You have a chin tuck. Moving into the next variation, drop down to your elbows and scoot those forearms and elbows and hands together. Clasp your hands in front and then walk forward about an inch or two. Shift forward and bring your knees apart. Feet stay together. Resisting your arms, your forearms, with mainly your elbows back, as if you want to slide them in this direction. Once you feel the resistance there, your knees are resisting forward, keeping that chin tucked. I want you to focus your mind between your shoulder blades. So you're finding that the resistance is coming from there as best as possible. Draw your hips back away from your elbows. We are stretching the fascia in between our shoulder blades. Shift forward without resistance. Add the resistance to the forearms and elbows, down and back, knees forward. Breath is flowing. Take your time. Find a connection with what you're feeling when you're adding resistance to your body. Shift forward. Elbows and forearms resist back. Keep locking those arms in place as you pull away with them with your body. You're strengthening your lower body as we're stretching the fascia between our shoulder blades here. A little bit into our lats. Good. Two more. Shift forward. Resist the arms back. Pull back. This is a great stretch if you're feeling that upper body tension from sitting in time on screens. Pull back. Last one. Release. Take a moment to sit up. Whew. It's a lot just to begin with. Shoulders roll up and back and down. Breath is flowing. Two more. Up and back and down. One more. Up and back and down. Adding one more variation before we move on. Sticking with the child's pose with movement and resistance for fascia, take your knees and feet together all the way and your hands wide. Starting in the same position that we just were in on the hands and knees, but this time your arms are straight. Take your hands all the way to the edges of your mat. Resistance now is going back with the hands, but also in, as if they want to slide to a V right underneath your belly button. Feeling it in the chest, maybe in the lat area as well. Maintaining a nice chin tuck. Pausing, finding your resistance with your arms. Knees resist forward. You're strengthening your legs as we're stretching the upper body. Keep resisting the hands back and in. Woo, that feels good. Shift forward. Tummy's tight. Support your core with your transverse, that deep abdominal muscle like a belt near your pelvis, your pelvic floor muscles, and your diaphragm. Your exhales, opportunity to strengthen your diaphragm. Back forward. Tummy tight. Let's get a little extra work. Pelvic floor engaged. Resist the hands back and underneath you in the diagonal towards your belly button. Maintain it as you move through. Shift forward, tighten that tummy, hands resist back, knees forward. Pulling in the opposite direction to affect the fascia. This feels good. Two more. Forward, hands resist down and back, knees forward, tummy tight. Breath is moving. I'm going to take my hands one step forward just to change my range of motion slightly. Notice that I'm a little bit more forward now. Take a moment to find your resistance. Keep it, maintain it. Pull back. I had a little bit more distance here. And I felt like I needed it in my right shoulder blade area. And release. Come to sit. Take your hands to mountain pose, palms forward, chin tuck, shoulder blades gliding down. Notice the space that you have with your upper body to kind of shine straight forward rather than gravity and emotions and position taking you down and forward. Feel that you have that openness now to lift your sternum up, opening up your upper body. Take note that your rib cage doesn't lift up too high, that you just soften your rib cage in ever so slightly. So you're maintaining a really good proper position with your spine. Taking 2 breaths in and out through the nose. Inhale and exhale. I just did the mouth. Nose, one more time. Inhale and exhale. Let's do one more. In and out. Good. All right, let's tackle pillow or blanket that you have rolled up near you. Start by laying on your back. And take these little sockies off today. All right. Gives me a little bit better grip with the mat. All right, get comfortable. Feel how your spine adjusts to the pressure it has into the floor. Oftentimes when I lay down, especially at the end of a day, I feel like my upper spine is rounded, and when I sit down, it's like this pressure of all those ribs creating space and my spine lengthening. Take a little pelvic tilt by pressing your feet into the floor, mainly your heels, and tilt your tailbone up as you flatten your back down. Check in that you have 50% body weight in both of your legs and even foot contact on the floor. Take your tummies. Pull your pelvic floor in. Hold that. Wake up that core. Wake up your nervous system. Arms are at your side. Chin tuck, head pressed into the floor. Wrap those shoulder blades together back, spreading open across the chest. Keep engaging. Go back to that pelvic floor. Hold 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. When you have a strong foundation, you use your core. You're protecting your spine and your joints as you're doing any sort of physical work. Not to mention you're building endurance in your core. Hip flexors. To fascia stretch, you need to shorten the hip flexor, add resistance or activation to the shortened muscle area, and move in the opposite direction. A lot of times when people are standing or lying on their side, they pull their foot back, something like this, and you can see right away, ow, I even just got kind of pinched up in my lower back. Here, you're able to maintain neutral spine. Take one leg in towards your chest, grab underneath the knee, and just kind of lift that leg up a little bit. This is your foundation. We're not stretching the leg that's up, we're going to stretch the opposite leg. But my hand and my thigh are pressing together. My tummy's tight to support my back. Next, bring your other leg up, keeping the knee bent. Flex your foot. So we just shortened our hip flexors on the leg that's bent. Take your hand on the same side and place it just in front of the knee, above the knee on your thigh. Add resistance by kicking that knee forward into your hand. You will feel your abdominals and core working during this, and that's a good thing. If you feel it in your back, hold off, send me a message, or stop resisting. Just do some gentle motion here. As your knees into the chest as far as it will go, resisting in, let your hand win, and push the knee away from you. You can keep your head down, or you can come up at the end to offer a little bit more range of motion, or slide your hand down your thigh. Start back in. Resist that knee to your chest, tummy tight. Use the strength of your hand to push the knee gently away. Coming up if you want a little extra, plus you get a little ab crunch. Knee in without resistance, resist the knee in. Pause. Feel it first, right where you want it, and then begin your motion. I have short arms, so I don't get as much motion. In, resist in, press out. Breath is growing. 2 more. Strengthening the arm that's doing the work. Strengthening your core to maintain proper posture of your spine. 1 more. I'm going to start up. Press the knee in and slowly pushing it out. Hug both knees to your chest. Straighten your arms. Resist both legs away from you. Feel it in your hamstrings, the back of your thigh, and your butt. Use the strength of your arms to pull your knees to your chest as you continue to resist them away. 2 more. Curl up if you feel like you want some more range. Resist your legs away from you. Use the strength of your arms to pull them in. 1 more time. Straighten your arms as much as you can. Resist both legs away from you. Breath is moving. Pull both knees in. And release. Switching to the other side. The hand that you just did the work to stretch your hip flexors, now going to grab behind the other knee. This leg's going to reach up towards the ceiling. It doesn't have to go all the way straight. Find that connection. Find your foundation. Your thighs gently pressing out, your hands in to lock your position. Other knee comes to your chest. Hand goes in front of the knee on the top of your thigh. Resist the knee in towards your body. Feel your core engage. Use the strength of your arm to push this leg away. The benefits happening at the very beginning of the movement, where we actually don't feel it quite as much, but that's where the benefits happening. Curling up if you feel like you want a little extra range, a little extra power from the arm. In, press in. Use the strength of your arm to push out. Boy, I feel my abs kicked in here a lot, which is great because we're going to do a little core workout with this. I guess we're already doing it now. 2 more. In, press in. Push it out. 1 more. In, press in, tummy tight. Oh, hug those knees to your chest. Lengthen the back of your neck, shoulder blades gliding down your back. Hands on top of the knees. Straighten your arms away. Press both legs out away from you. Feel it in the core, along with your hamstrings and butt. Use the strength of your arms to pull the knees to your chest. Maybe start lifted if you would like. Legs press away. Strength of your arms pulls them in. Stretching the legs away, resist away. Good, and then rest, head down. Rock side to side a couple times. Maybe making a couple circles with your legs. Just let your body connect with the floor and this moment and your breath. Take 1 foot down, plant it, push into the floor. Your transitions are so important. When you push down into the floor and activate this leg, you support your back as you bring the other leg down. Even if you don't have issues with your back, that's a good practice to have. Plant your feet. Check back in 50% body weight in both of your legs. Imagine your footprint in the floor. The pad of the big toe, the pinky toe, and the heel, and even contact with both feet. That is going to connect that nervous system throughout your entire body. Hands back behind your head. Notice your lower back. Don't arch it and don't flatten it all the way. Come somewhere in between where you feel that sacrum, that triangular bone at the base of your spine connected to the floor. Tighten your tummy. Find your legs again. I lost my legs. Go back to them. Squeeze your glutes and engage your hamstrings. Inhale, stay. Exhale, curl up. Now stay. Press into the floor. When you add that activation, you are affecting your fascia, creating better lubrication between the layers, hydration, and the youthfulness of your body. Baby pulses here, lowering halfway down, exhale, lift. As you do this, you can go at your own pace. Always focus on your feet and pressing them into the floor. Breathing in and out. Finding your abdominals. Now think about them. Visualize what they're doing in your body to lift you up. Do you feel one side more than the other? I don't feel my left side engaging nearly as much as my right, so I'm going to push more into my left foot. Now I have more evenness. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower it down. Let those elbows spread across, away from each other. Take the rib cage in. Find a little pelvic tilt. Lift that pelvic floor up into the pelvis. Holding that 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release. All right, quads at the wall. Rolling to your side to come up. And grab that pillow or blanket that you have nearby. All right. Quads are tricky. Much like hip flexors, they need a lot of attention. Oftentimes, we think our hamstrings are so tight. Stretch the hamstrings. But in reality, it is maybe a better practice to stretch the fascia in the quads and the hip flexors prior to your hamstring stretch. Because if they are tight and bound up, Your hamstrings can only increase its flexibility by the potential they have because of the muscles on the opposite side of the body. To fascia stretch your quad, shorten it, add resistance or activation to the shortened muscle, and move in the opposite direction. This is a very powerful fascia stretch for the body. If you have any issues with your knees, ankles, or back, let me know. There's a variation for this that you can do on your back as well. That's a little bit more easy to execute. But if you're able to do this one, especially if you are a very active person, like running, even yoga, things like that, a lot of that hip opener, this is a great one to try. Taking something that's a cushion close to the wall. I'm going to give you a little bit of a rotation here so you can maybe see from the diagonal a little bit more. Thanks everyone for joining me today. Taking your body close to the wall. I'm going to use this brick wall so my dirty feet don't get on the wall, but whatever you want to do. So the knee that's in back is pretty close to the wall. I'm about 3 inches from the wall. You can vary this as you continue to practice this particular stretch. All right, coming up with one leg in front of you. We're going to scoot this leg in front. You might already feel a stretch in the quad and back, and that's okay. Bring your body forward as much as you can. Check in with your front foot, pad the big toe, pad the pinky toe, and heel. This is a bit of a balance exercise as well, so feel free to have something near you to hold on to if need be. Bring your hands down. You can keep them up, whatever is most comfortable for you. Play around with it, test it out a little bit to see. Our resistance is in our foot into the wall, pressing it back, and your back knee resists forward. Just try that without any movement and see where you feel it. I feel quad and hip flexor. Once you have it, you're forward with your body. Keep pressing the foot back and knee forward. Then you're going to push yourself back towards the wall, keeping the resistance the entire time. Bring your body weight forward without resistance to start again. Make any adjustments that you need to make. Tighten your tummy, chin tuck, get your posture going along with this fascia stretch. It's multi-purpose. Foot presses into the wall, knee forward, and then press your body back. You will be amazed by what this feels like after pressing foot into the wall, knee forward, and you're strengthening your front leg to push back. Find your resistance, powerful. Really focus on engaging your hamstring and butt in the front. The more you think about those muscles doing the work, the more you're going to isolate the strengthening there, along with whole body movement. Forward without resistance, foot raises back, knee forward. One more time. Good. Forward, foot raises back, knee forward. Really go for it. Breathe. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I haven't done this in a couple weeks. Release out of it. Recover. Breathe. And get ready for the other side. You know what? My foot doesn't love the brick, so I'm gonna give it a little pat here. Okay, opposite knee comes really close to the wall as you're comfortable. Other foot comes in front. Settle in here first before we begin the fascia stretch. These few fascia stretches, the hip flexors, the quads, and then a little bit of that cat camel, really get to that whole body. It's a great way to start your day so that your body's just honestly going to function better for you the whole day. If you can see me sort of back here, there's my foot, my knee, my balance. Press your foot into the wall and just meet us on the floor forward. Your body's starting forward over your other leg. I have it now, and I use the strength of this leg to push my hips back. My body moves along with it towards the wall. Start forward, resist. Foot into the wall, knee forward. I kind of missed that knee coming forward. Double check that you really have it. That front leg is being strengthened. Forward, resist. Actually, I think I need a little bit more in this one. Holy cow. If you suffer from allergies, there's a whole element of fascia stretching that encompasses traditional Chinese medicine. But this particular meridian that we are stretching right now can help with your allergies. Let's say you're starting to feel allergies come on and you're a little nervous because of what else is going on. Try doing this fascia stretch for your quads a couple times a day, 10 reps, morning, lunch, dinner. Forward, resist. And press it back, keep going, keep going, keep going. And one more time. Forward, resist. And back. Recover, release. Woo, good job for those of you giving that a try at home. That is a lot, I know. Let's do a little strengthening, why not? On those knees, hands down. We're gonna do a couple push-ups here. Lift your belly, chin tuck. My feet are up and together. Fire your hamstrings and your butt. I'm sure you probably don't hear that very often, but when you focus on them, notice what happens with your core. Inhale to lower. Exhale, push. Really resisting your hands into the floor. Notice what that feels like. Inhale, exhale, push. Hamstrings, butt, and hands pressing into the floor. Inhale down, exhale, press. Inhale and exhale. 4 more. In and out. 4. Great job if you're joining me with this. 3. Hamstrings, butt, and hands resist. 2. One more time. And 1. I feel a lot more power in my knee push-ups when I think about those things. The resistance of my hands into the floor and the hamstrings and glutes, which isn't natural to think about when you're doing push-ups, greatly improves the connection of my full core together. All right, onto your back. Grab your pillow or blanket again. We're going back to the hip flexors, but with a little bit of internal, external rotation. Laying on your back, settling in again here for a second. Just notice how your body's feeling after doing some of that initial stretching. Let the knees fall side to side a couple times. Whew, awesome. Find that sacrum connected to the floor. 50% both legs, footprint in the sand. Lengthen the back of the neck. One leg comes up to the sky, crossing the ankle over the other knee. We're going to both be stretching the piriformis on the leg that's crossed and the adductors and inner thighs in opposite motions. To begin, take both hands back behind your knee. Flex the foot that's crossed over. You can begin with your head up or down. Resist your ankle into your thigh and your knee away from you. When you feel it in the butt muscle of the leg that's crossed, use the strength of the arms to pull it in and across. Pause. Take your hands to the inside of the knee. Resist the knee in, feeling it in your inner thighs and adductors and hip flexors. And your hands will push it out. I'm kind of inching my fingertips down a little bit to get more. Hands come up, press the knee away, press your ankle into your thigh. Keep resisting away as you draw that knee towards the opposite shoulder. Pause. Hands come in, head comes down. If it was up, press that knee away. Body up, knee presses out, ankle out. Draw that knee towards the opposite shoulder. Head down. Knee resists in, hands press it out. 2 more rounds. Up with the head, or keep it down, resist the knee away. Draw that knee in and across, head down, knee resist in, push it away. Extra, last one. Keep the knee open, resist it out, ankle into your thigh. Knee across, head down, resist in, and out. Woo, switch it out. Double check your level in your pelvis and you're pressing through the foot that's on the floor. The leg that's crossed, flex your ankle, both hands come up to the outside of the knee. Press your ankle away or into your thigh and your knee away from you. Tighten your tummy, check back with your pelvis. You can see it, so make sure you didn't twist or dip out of neutral. Powerful arms. Your glutes are strong, your fascia is stronger. Take it in. Keep your knee where it is. Resist the knee in towards your chest. And your hands are going to overpower and push it out. Hands to the outside. Knee presses away. Ankle presses into the thigh. Use the strength of the arms to pull that knee towards the opposite shoulder. Head down. Knee presses in. Hands push it out. Curl it up if you want. Hands press away. Knee presses away into the hands. Hands pull across. Get warm here. I feel a lot of dense tissue clinking and clanking over surfaces. 2 more. Up. Resist that knee away. Ankle and your thigh. Use the strength of your arms to pull it across. Reverse it. Alternating. Knee in. Resist in. Good. Press it out. Last one. Knee resists away. Ankle away. Strength in your arms to pull it across. Reverse it. Knee stays in. Resist in. Hands push it away. Whew, hug your knees to your chest. Roll it to your side. And slowly making your way back up to take a seat. Almost there. Let's finish with just a feel-good fascia stretch to bring it all together. Crossing your legs if you want. You can do them also in butterfly style. You may also lean against a wall or a couch if that's comfortable for you. But find some place that you feel grounded and comfortable. Taking your hands to your knees, starting forward with your body slightly. Make sure not to arch your back. Keep the rib cage pulled in. Hands are going to press into your knee as if they want to flow back behind you. Feel it in the chest and maybe your lats. Now take your belly button towards your spine and start to pull your belly away from your hands, all the while resisting into your hands. Rounding through that upper back, and head's going to come down at the end to stretch. Coming back up without resisting to start again. Shifting forward slightly. Hands resist into your knees. Feel it resist into the chest. Using the belly button, pull towards your spine, rounding your belly away from your hands. Head's going to come down last. And back up. One more time. Hands press into the knees. Belly pulls in tight, your tummy here. Let your breath flow, pulling your body away from your hands, rounding. Oh, I felt that last one much deeper through the whole fascia in my back. And there you have it. Fascia stretching for your hip flexors and your quads in combination with a little core strengthening. Thank you so much for joining me today. I will save this to my news feed and also post to YouTube as well for you to enjoy later or share with friends. Let me know if you have any questions and have an awesome day. Thanks. Bye-bye.